So picture this. You're sipping your iced latte, doom scrolling through Twitter or X, when suddenly you see Katy Perry has gone to space. Not metaphorically, not in a music video, literal outer space. That's right. On April 14th, Katy Perry and 5 other women launched into a space aboard a Blue Origin rocket, returning safely to Earth later that same day. The mission marked the first all-female spaceflight in over 60 years, which was supposed to be this historic moment in space travel, and the whole thing was packaged like this inspiring female empowerment movement with the goal of inspiring young women to pursue science while also promoting Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin, which aims to commercialize space travel for the rich. Katy Perry, Gayle King, Lauren Sanchez, Jeff Bezos' fiance, and a few others took part in this trip. And as you could expect, the internet had thoughts. People started calling it out for being a little too rich people playing astronaut in the middle of, you know, climate collapse and late-stage capitalism. The whole journey was over almost as soon as it began, in a blink of an eye. The crew spent just about 3 to 4 minutes in space, with the whole trip being about 11 minutes after safely returning to Earth. And while it's great that everything went smoothly, it's hard not to admit it felt a little anticlimactic. The whole internet, including celebrities, have been slamming Katy Perry for flying to space due to the environmental impact of rocket launches, which release significant carbon emissions, and given the ongoing climate crisis, many felt that space missions like hers were nothing but a symbol of excess and privilege. Essentially, people saw this as extremely tone deaf. And in response to all the criticism, well, this is what Katy had to say.
I hope they can see the unity that we modeled and replicate that and understand that we weren't just taking up space, we were making space for the future. And for me, like Gayle said, this wasn't a ride, it wasn't a destination, it was a journey, and it was a supernatural one. And my journey has always been about love and belonging. And I think that we have all felt that sometimes we weren't worthy or we didn't belong in certain ways, no matter all the accolades, no matter all the studying, no matter anything. And I think today we all said it, like, we belong here. Mm-hmm. This is where we belong, and we feel very sure of that. So I think that you'll never know the amount of love that you have inside of you to give and to receive until the day you launch, because you're leaving all the love behind and you're surrendering and you're hoping that you get another chance to love them again. And so when you come back down, you're like, oh, I get another chance and I'm going to do it.
Oh my God, now I'm crying. Okay.
This spaceflight may have appeared to be progress to Katy, but honestly, progress for whom? For a young girl who can't even afford an education, let alone dream of the stars, or for the working class mother juggling her 3rd shift while Katy Perry floats in zero gravity for a press tour? You see, this isn't just about the optics, it's about priorities. All this gave was ego in orbit. The whole internet thought it was a bunch of word salad, and these comments summed up my thoughts perfectly. Saying so much about absolutely nothing. How many kids would that have had? My refrigerator is not a refrigerator, it is a celebration of cold food. For anyone who missed the live stream, this is a pretty accurate depiction. Katy Perry and Gayle King in space. At one point, Katy also held up a daisy to the camera in honor of her daughter, whose name is Daisy. Then you had others saying things like, when Katy Perry goes to space, we should move the Earth so it's not in the same place when she comes back. Katy Perry's space mission being as underwhelming as her music. Yeah, Katy was getting a lot of backlash, you guys. Now here's where it gets even more wild. Wendy's, yes, the fast food chain that tweets like they're on Adderall and Shade, decided to jump in, and they posted, "Can we send her back?" and followed it with a remix of her own lyrics in a photo of Katy kissing the ground after she landed, saying, "I kissed the ground and I liked it." A lot of people were here for it, though some people were taken aback by the boldness, but honestly, not surprising coming from Wendy's. Their social media has built a whole brand around being snarky, and they clearly saw it as an opportunity. But it isn't just fast food companies that are pissed with Katy's decision. As I mentioned, celebrities are pissed AF too. Emily Ratajkowski's video went completely viral this week as she took her critique even further.
Space mission this morning, that's end time shit. Like, this is beyond parody. Saying that you care about Mother Earth and it's about Mother Earth and you're going up in a spaceship that is built and paid for by a company that's single-handedly destroying the planet. Look at the state of the world and think about how many resources went into putting these women into space. For what? For what was the marketing there? And then to try to make it like, I'm disgusted, literally, I'm disgusted.
She questioned the real motives behind the flight, pointing out that having a man who rose to power through exploitation and greed send his fiance and other famous women to space for tourism isn't exactly progress. She talked about how we're living in an oligarchy, voicing her frustration over the 1% treating space as a luxury escape while millions of people struggle to make ends meet in the real world, highlighting that privilege is not an accomplishment.
Okay, I'm back. I have more to say. I think that this space mission is confusing to people because seeing women and people of color in spaces like science and politics that have not previously included them feels and looks like really looks like, optically, looks like progress. But the truth is that having a man who has gained his power and become a part of the 1% purely through exploitation and greed, deciding to take his fiance and a few other famous women to space for space tourism is not progress. Instead, just speaks to the fact that we are absolutely living in an oligarchy where there is a very small group of people who are interested in going to space for the sake of getting a new lease on life, while the rest of the population, most people on planet Earth, are worried about paying rent or, having dinner for their kids. I saw a creator on here who said that privilege is not an accomplishment.
More celebrities started publicly shading Katy Perry after all her clips were going viral. Olivia Wilde also posted this on her Instagram story, shading Katy with a meme that said, "Getting off a commercial flight in 2025. $1 billion bought some good memes, I guess." On her own Instagram story, Amy Schumer also appeared to poke fun at the entire situation.
Guys, last second, they added me to space, and I'm going to space. I'm bringing this thing. It has no meaning to me, but it was in my bag, and I was like on the subway, and I got the text, and they were like, "Do you want to go to space?" So I'm going to space, and thank you to everyone who got me here, and I'll see you guys in space.
Now, Blue Origin has kept quiet amid the backlash, most likely hoping it'll blow over, but this time it just feels different. People's interest in spectacle is fading, while the demand for real, tangible action on Earth is growing, and Emily really tapped into that collective frustration, giving it a face, a voice, and a platform with her videos. Whether this will result in actual accountability is still unclear, but one thing is for sure, the era of billionaire space vanity projects without consequences may be coming to an end. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments down below, though. I'd love to know your thoughts. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.